El primer ataque, yo bloqueo. Ahora, le voy a atacar. Sí, ataque. Ahí va, yo bloqueo. Bloqueo, paso por abajo y el. ¡Ay, no! ¡No! Ya, cruz, ahí. Ay, no. Yo tengo cuando atacar porque si no, no puedo hacer. Pará, ataca ahora. Yo defiendo. Pará. Ay. No. Te ataco. Cruz. ¿Ves? No. Atacar con cuchillo. Ahí va, defiendo con patada. Ahí.
¿En serio, gordo?
Sí, tócame. Ahí, eso. Ahora sí. Perfecto.
What's going on, guys? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Now, exactly as we had predicted, this is so crazy, guys. Bitcoin literally hit our target. Remember, we said that we were coming up to the center of this heart line right here. You could see we had that wick. Literally, it actually overshot by a few dollars. And now currently, what are we doing? We are consolidating again at the bottom of this level. And also, as you guys can see right now where price is lining up, right where we had this wick right here and this attempt to have this breakout. So basically, in a nutshell, if we do continue, then yes, the next target does bring us closer to our $25,000 level. And that level where we're kind of looking at next is around 24,700. But that's not the only thing I want to talk about today. There is an insane Bitcoin fractal that you guys have to see. This is something that Bitcoin has been doing for literally 5 straight years. And if it does continue, which it looks like it might continue to follow this, you're going to be shocked when you see where the Bitcoin price could actually be heading. Let's just say that the bears are not going to be too happy about it. Now, obviously, since we have had this Bitcoin price action, a lot of people have come out and talked about Bitcoin. You have some of the bears, for example, like Charlie Munger writing a article on why Bitcoin should be banned and all this other stuff. So we're going to talk about that. We also have Michael Burry saying sell. We have Jim Cramer saying buy. What is going on? Who do we believe? Is it time for that correction? Well, there is one indicator that is actually suggesting that the bottom could actually officially now be in. So I do want to talk about that. And if you want some crazy hopium, stick around to the end of this video and wait till you see what Kathy Woods had to say about her Bitcoin price prediction. So if all that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider getting subscribed. And of course, guys, as you can see right here, perfectly hit our levels. Literally go back and just watch the videos. Watch yesterday's video and watch the video from before. This was the area down here where we had 2 points of support, right? We had this upward sloping trend. We had 1, 2, 3 points of contact right here. Double tap, right? Double tap. You guys play shooters, right? And boom, look at that. Came up here, hit our target perfectly. So if you guys do want to learn how to trade, I remember how we said it was getting really boring. We weren't going to have those opportunities. And now it's beautiful. We're just having these perfect trade setups. We have a very nice upward trajectory. Obviously, I still am anticipating, a pullback at some point. But right now, we are in an upwards trend. So obviously, if you guys do want to trade, make sure you guys check out the tutorial above. There's over $56,000 in bonuses. Go below the video, use the links. You're going to want to take advantage of that because I don't know how long they're going to have these bonuses for, honestly. But in a bear market, definitely take advantage of that. So where are we? Well, we're inside this blue zone, right? This big blue zone that I talked about. Now, we're not down here. We touched the red, right? That was this very low critical level where we had this sort of weekly resistance here, and then we had this weekly support right during the bull run back in 2020. And, we got back into the blue zone. Now, obviously, blue skies ahead, straight to the moon, whatever, that would be up here, right? Bitcoin would have to go up at around that $37,000 level, but you can see that we are starting to approach this next little pivot. Now, it is a significant level. We do have 3 points of contact on it on the weekly, but really outside of that, there isn't any other major significance of that level. So it is a very recent level that I think could be broken. There may be some resistance as we approach. We've been saying for quite some time now that this area right around, and like I said, it's very different depending on what exchange you're looking at, but it's somewhere between 25,100 and 25,300 in that ballpark. That is where, you could expect to maybe see that pullback, down to this level. We may try to fill the CME futures gap, but, ultimately, guys, we could still continue. I'm not trying to be crazy bullish, but, we could actually attempt to have a revisit of this support right here as resistance before having the pullback. Now, we did talk about the major, scenario where what if we just go sideways, in this range and we just keep bouncing and bouncing? That's a possibility. It would bore a lot of people out of the markets, but there would still be a lot of opportunities for trading. Nevertheless, obviously we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to monitor it and see what happens. But this is the fractal you guys have to see. Shout out to Tech Dev. This is crazy. So if you look at the gold to DXY trading, right? And you look at Bitcoin to just the standard, US dollar, what you see is that Bitcoin is actually following gold almost verbatim, but with a slight little lag, right? Although actually you can argue right here that technically Bitcoin actually got to the 2017 high before gold. So with the exception of this one, you can basically see gold starts to decline, Bitcoin declines. Then we have our bottom, then we come up, right? We go sideways. And now currently you see that gold peaked here before Bitcoin did. It's considered, continued sideways and came down. And what you can see right here is that gold has officially come up and broken its recent support, right? And now it's looking to put it as resistance. Now, as you can see right here, Bitcoin's support, as I said, if we go back over here, is up around the top of this blue zone, right? Right around here. So that could literally, if we do continue to follow this fractal right here, that could actually put Bitcoin up at around that $31,500 level. And, just to kind of point out where that is from here, that's only a 30% move. Now, just to kind of show you from bottom to top, Bitcoin has already pumped about 60% from the bottom to the top. So we're only talking another 29, 30%. I think it's possible. And as I've been saying, I'm not trying to get overly bullish. And I know there's a lot of people that are saying that this is a big trap for the bulls. Okay, maybe, could be. We'll find out. But what I am saying is there are still a lot of people that have been very bearish. They've been sitting in nothing but cash. They're not taking the trade. We said at these levels, that was the time. And another thing too is like, if you're a long-term Bitcoin investor, if you're looking, 5 to 10 years out, I mean, obviously we do these day-to-day analysis because that's how you can trade and it's fun, right? It makes content. But ultimately, what does it matter if you bought Bitcoin at 16,000 or you waited for 10 or you buy it now at 23 if you believe that we're going to 160, 250 or even higher in the next cycle or in the next decade, right? Which, like I said, stick around for that crazy arc projection that Kathy Wood has. But as we can see right here, still, as I said, the next level is around that 25.3. This is over on futures. We do have a gap up here. So is it possible that we close the 29 or 28,700 before coming down and closing? It's possible. That would definitely freak a lot of people out too, right? They'd be like, oh no, it's crashing. But yet we're still on this upward sloping trend, right? So, Bitcoin could theoretically, if we just crash today, we could go all the way back down to 18,795 and still be on this upward sloping trend. So I'm just pointing that out. Now, if we lose this trend, then I would start getting a little bit bearish and say, hey, you know what? Maybe these bears are right. Maybe we are going back down to some of these lower levels. But as of right now, trend is your friend. Keeping our eyes on this potential death cross on the weekly. Like I said, depending, we have about, it's hard to really project, but I would say 2 to 3 weeks, and then we'll absolutely know if we got it or if we avoided it. So interestingly enough, though, let's talk about Bitcoin seeing the greatest divergence in young versus old coins. This is very, very important. This is a key indicator that we've seen right here. So they say that the greatest divergence is currently underway, and the old supply is sitting at around 78%, which is the long-termers, the blue right here. And you can see that they say the young supply is around 72%. This kind of divergence, they say, usually occurs during deep bear markets. So this is a sign that, you're seeing the long-term hodlers holding, the short-term, speculators, they're out. And we're seeing it at some of the highest levels. So this could be a true indicator that we have finally seen that bottom. Now, a small word of caution, just to show you guys both sides. We do have that short-term holder profit, they say, reaching levels not seen since November of 2021, right? Which means that if there are any of these short-term speculators, weak hands, whatever you want to call them, they're either at break even or they're starting to get above break even. So they may kind of get to that point where they may just sell out. They may just say, screw it, right? And that could be the issue that we could be approaching soon. I am not one of those people. I am long-term, but there are a lot of people who got into crypto. They don't really believe in it for the tech or the longevity. They just wanted to make a quick buck. And right now they might be getting into that area where they're starting to have that break even or even find themselves back into some profit. So you may see some short-term sell pressure from these, shorter term speculators, right? And I don't know why the image is not loading, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, the dollar had a big dump yesterday. It tried to pump up a little bit. So we will have to see if the dollar is looking to bounce. Remember, I had my eyes on this 100.5 level. We did not reach it just yet. Maybe they're front running it, who knows? But, ultimately, just having a look right here, major breakdown of this critical level for the dollar. And we could look to retest again around 102.5. Let's keep our eyes on that. But nevertheless, look what happened today. Stocks, boom, hitting our next level right here. So ultimately, what you would want to see now, so we did actually get this retest right here on the stocks, right? We came up, we retested this level, we're back up here. And what we want to do now is come down again, retest around basically 4,100 even. And as long as we can hold that, then I think we're going to continue to see that rally in the stocks and Bitcoin. Now, Michael Burry, he has deleted this tweet, by the way, which he does this a lot. He deletes tweets, but thank you for Michael deleted Burry. They save all of his tweets, and you can see right here, this was 2 days ago, 7:04 p.m. Eastern time, sell. This is the guy from The Big Short, if you guys don't know who that is. He's been pretty good at predicting a lot of things from what I'm aware of. Will he be correct this time as well? I guess time will tell, right? But here's the scary part. So we're now seeing Jim Cramer saying buy. He's saying we're in a bull market, and he's saying the dips are for buying. These are buying opportunities, right? Now, of course, he's not talking about crypto, but if you haven't seen my short on this YouTube channel, if you, first of all, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, guys. We go over content every day. Go into the YouTube channel if you can, but don't stop this video, go later and check out the shorts. You got to watch the Jim Cramer short that we put out. I mean, basically, whatever this guy says, just do the opposite and you'll be right. He said he wouldn't touch crypto, whatever, with a 10-foot pole in a million years, whatever he said. Literally, it was like almost the next day or like a couple days later, we went on that crazy Bitcoin, pump where the pump started. I don't know. Could Cramer be lucky this time? Are we actually in a bull? We'll see. For me personally, we're still in no man's land. I don't have full confirmation on it just yet, but it is looking good on the short term. But we're not out of the woods just yet. We're close though. But nevertheless, as Bitcoin is starting to do well, what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing 99-year-old Charlie Munger. This guy's 99, coming out of the woodwork saying Bitcoin is gambling and he wants it banned in the US. So he wrote an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal, which was published yesterday, and he attributed the rise of crypto to a gap in regulation. He argued that crypto assets do not fall under categories of currencies, commodities, or securities, leaving them without proper oversight. Although I'm pretty sure that Gensler came out and said Bitcoin is pretty much a commodity / property at this point. I think they kind of agree on that, but okay, I guess Charlie didn't get that memo. So he referred to cryptocurrencies as gambling contracts with a nearly 100% edge for the house, entered into a country where gambling contracts are traditionally regulated only by states that compete in laxity, further emphasizing the need for a federal law. He doubled down on his skeptical stance, referring to those who invest in Bitcoin as almost insane. He also referred to Bitcoin's success as disgusting and alluded to the use of crypto by kidnappers and extortionists. Ah, yes, the very uninformed and typical way of talking about Bitcoin. Yes, because it's only used by criminals, clearly. Come on, guys. It's not even fully anonymous. It's only pseudo-anonymous, right? So clearly, if you're using Bitcoin for illicit purposes, then you are an idiot because you're going to eventually get caught in some form or fashion. So, yeah. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, so we also have Buffett, Warren Buffett, being critical as well, saying that he wouldn't, saying that he wishes that crypto was never invented and he would not buy all the Bitcoin in the world for $25. Well, that's just stupid in my opinion. And his recent call, Munger, for a federal ban on cryptocurrency in the U.S. has once again brought the topic to the forefront of the financial world's attention. Well, it appears that it has brought it to some attention. In fact, in a good way, U.S. Senator Tim Scott is looking to release priorities for developing crypto regulatory frameworks, okay? So again, they're not looking to ban it. They're looking to create a framework around it, and this is what they want. This is why we're still not seeing a lot of the big money. Now, if you ask me personally, does Bitcoin need regulation? I still say, no, it does not. It doesn't. It does what it does fine. We don't need it to be regulated. The protocol is perfect just the way it is. But if you want the price to go up, that's a different story. Because these people that manage all of these billions of dollars of funds for their clients are not going to get involved unless we have crystal clear regulatory clarity. You're not going to see sovereign wealth funds, coming in. I mean, yes, we did see El Salvador, but that's one. That's just one, okay? But I can see a lot more joining forces. I mean, look at this. This is a funny story, but Senator Ted Cruz wants to force Capitol Hill vending machines to accept crypto. If passed, senators who are working on meaningful crypto-related legislation will be able to buy some Pringles with Bitcoin while they're burning the midnight oil. So, obviously, you are seeing a lot of excitement. And if you want to hear some real crazy bullish talk, which, I think we're going to see $1 million Bitcoin in our lifetime, but guess who thinks we're going to see a $500,000 Bitcoin even sooner? Kathy Wood, and here's her doubling down again.
Let's talk about some other big ideas. Where are you in the world of crypto? We've been talking about crypto for a long time. I remember you and I had a conversation probably 2 years ago, talked about Bitcoin going to $500,000. You still in the same place?
Yes, we are. In fact, we're a little higher than that in our base case for the year 2030. And in our bull case, much higher. If you look at what has happened in the last year, actually, Sam Bankman-Fried didn't like Bitcoin at all. And he didn't like it because of its decentralization and transparency. And what companies went under, they were the highly centralized, non-transparent, opaque companies. So FTX, Celsius, 3AC, Three Arrows Capital. If you look at what happened to Bitcoin, the network, and Ethereum, the network, they really didn't skip a beat. All transactions were completed. All smart contracts opened and closed. So I think that starting with 0809, which is when Bitcoin really debuted, and even more so after the crypto fallout this past year, the collapse in many companies, this idea of transparency and decentralization is taking hold. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two best manifestations of that in the crypto world.
So as I said, guys, Bitcoin can pump a lot harder than most people anticipate, and it can dump a lot harder than most people anticipate as well. That's what markets tend to do. They tend to catch you off guards, but nevertheless, ultimately, we could be seeing that pullback short term. But yeah, I know Kathy Wood hasn't been doing too great lately. I'm not going to comment on her funds and stuff, but yeah, so I just want to end on this story. We have the Department of Motor Vehicles in California planning to use blockchain technology for record keeping, including the issuance of car ownership and simplifying transfers of such ownership. So obviously, the technology is here to stay. I believe that Bitcoin is here to stay. And yes, we could have a pullback in the short term. Obviously, if we go back here, there is a possibility. Maybe we do get rejected at this level, retest the top of the support, or we even try to, again, one more time down here. But until we break this trend of higher highs and higher lows, I have no reason to be bearish right now. Just the same reason I've had no reason to be bearish since we started this crazy move. How many people, have been calling since we had the first move, like, be careful, there could be a pullback. It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap. It's a bull trap. And meanwhile, while all these people have been calling the bull trap, you literally missed out on, this crazy 50 almost % move. So yeah, let the charts and dictate it. And when we see something different, when we start breaking down, when we put in something like for example, if we come down here, we start putting in a lower level, right, consolidating down below this, okay, then maybe we could say the trend has been reversed. But right now, the trend is your friend, and right now the short-term trend is up. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. If you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, what are you waiting for? You know we make videos in bulls, bears, crabs, all around. We're here for you guys in the crypto markets. You are the best community ever. I absolutely love reading all of your comments. Let me know, are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are you doing right now? Are you sitting in cash? Are you buying the dip? Are you all in? Be careful with that as well. I was all in for a few years though. I used to be crazy with crypto. You get a little bit more responsible with the money, but probably still a little too overexposed, but hey, to each his own, right? Thanks so much for coming back. You guys rock, and make sure that you guys check out this tutorial right here, right now. If you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing out. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.